for another episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A show made by 12s from around the world, for 12s around the world. I'm Mosette, and here's your host and my dad, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you, Mosette. And welcome to episode 711, the Browns edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, as the Seahawks get ready to take on the Cleveland Browns. So please, put your tray table up and place your seats back in the full upright position. Settle in with the desired sin or beverage of your choice. And hey, what can I tell you? It's not what Browns can do for you. It's what the Seahawks are going to do to the Browns. Let's meet the posse for this episode. First, the yin to my yang. It is Matt from merry old England. Hi, Matt.
Good morning, Moses. How are you?
I'm wonderful, Matt. How about yourself?
Well, I feel I do owe a bit of an apology to all of the many thousands and millions of fans out there who expected to hear me last week respond to the Rams game and the Cardinals game. Unfortunately, I had been awake for 3 hours over the course. I've been asleep, for 3 hours over the course of 2 days, and I fell asleep 1 hour before the show and woke up at 9:30 the following morning.
It happens.
It happens when you get to my age of 41, you see. So, and also tomorrow I've got to be up at 8 in the morning, so in 5.5 hours time for a flu shot.
Oh dear Lord. Okay, well we'll rush through this as much as we can. We'll get you that flu shot, Matt. We promise.
Thanks.
Yeah. Also is our news hound Will. Hi, Will.
Hi, Moses. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I am just so psyched. I'm so pumped. I've already got my spot on the couch picked out to watch the game of the year this Sunday. And Redskins and Dolphins. Woo!
Yeah, I was waiting for the punchline there.
The Tank Bowl.
Who will earn the first overall pick?
Oh, what exciting. Remember when the Seahawks and the Patriots did that? Memories.
Yep.
And then, look, there's Dustin. Hi, Dustin.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Excellent.
I have nothing clever to say.
How's our 12-Man Fan Jam Show mascot, Kona?
Oh, she has been a punk this week.
Yeah, that's our girl.
Punk. Dude, she has broken out of her kennel 4 times this week.
That's our girl.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, the one day the kids didn't lock the kennel, she didn't try to break out. She stayed in it all day.
Well, see, she's a millennial dog because she has issues with trust, Dustin.
Yeah, basically, she is truly our mascot. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, she busted this kennel that we have. We have to go buy a new one tomorrow. We're going to find a different type.
You cannot keep the 12-Man Fan Jam Show mascot in a kennel.
No.
And that voice you heard, by the way, was our man behind Enemy Minds, Statsman Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I love that Will brought up the toilet bowl, the golf bowl, whatever.
The
Washington
go rake
and Miami. To think at two different times that was a Super Bowl matchup in the 70s and in the 80s.
Yes.
And I think each team won. Well, the 70s, the Dolphins won, and the 80s, the glorious 80s with John Riggins.
And the Diesel.
Yeah, but what's awesome is that Bill Callahan is coaching this game for the Redskins.
Oh, man. That takes you
and what's awesome, the minute he took over the team, Bruce Allen introduced him. He's like, I got to have the dumbest team. He's like, we're playing Miami. So anyway, he started into that old speech of the dumbest team in America, and then he remembered he's playing the Dolphins. So.
There you go.
And can you imagine being Jay Gruden? It's like, F me, I was about to get a win. How could you guys get me up now?
Couldn't he have waited one extra week to fire me?
That's true.
Well, he just showed up to his brother's John's house with 3 cases of Corona.
Yeah, said, hey, you need some help? No? All right, I'll just sit here on the couch.
The limes were courtessy of Tony Romo. So see, it's all intertwined and interwoven.
Yes, absolutely. Something that's interwoven also is this show of ours. Let's get to it, sweet. Yes, this show has a woven amount of quarters and 4 quarters and a halftime, just like a real show. Quarter 1, we wind through the news with our Shadowhawk Will. Quarter 2 for this game, we are going to have a brand new game that the posse is unaware of, that I will fill them in, and before the start of the second quarter.
I hope it's laser tag.
It's exciting, yes. At halftime it is the best Seahawk-themed trivia game on the internet. 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia.
Of the world.
Quarter 3, we give you information. Quarter 3 and quarter 4 are devoted, of course, to the game between the Seahawks and the Browns. Quarter 3, we give you injuries. We give you fashion. We don't give you injuries. We give you an injury update. We give you fashion. We give you numbers and even a sermon for the game between the Seahawks and the Browns. Put that all together in quarter 4. We make our game balls, our predictions, and our prognostications for that very game. Before we start, please like, share, and subscribe to the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel. Join us on our Facebook group, 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Try to do that this week if you can. Also on Twitter at Seahawk Positivity. Email 12manfanjamshow@gmail.com. Look for this podcast on this very show on iTunes and Podbean. Important programming notice. Don't forget to join our 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook page so that next week's show, next Saturday, 7/12, will be broadcasted live from Seattle over our Facebook page, along with some other fun things that'll be on that Facebook page, I'm sure. So to see our next show before the game, you have to be on our Facebook page. So that being said, let's get to the first quarter and news. Yes, news from around the NFL by our news hound Will, brought to you by this week's sponsor, the Baker Mayfield Red Zone Turnovers. Always timely, always tasty, always delicious, and always hit the spot. It's the Baker Mayfield Red Zone Turnovers. Will, what you got for us?
Well, Moses, the Daniel Jones-led Giants lost last night to the Patriots, 35-14, surprising pretty much nobody.
Yes.
This, of course, spoiled Jones' third game. Is it third game? And first ever primetime game. But Tom Brady in particular has spoiled things for Daniel Jones before. You see, Jones grew up rooting for the Carolina Panthers. And he was 6 years old in February of 2004 when Tom Brady led the Patriots to a Super Bowl victory over his hometown Panthers. I remember where I watched it, went to a friend's house, Jones said. Obviously, it was heartbreaking when Vinatieri made that field goal. He was asked if he's hated Brady ever since, and Jones said, not really. I don't think I knew that much at that age. Knew I liked the Panthers, but that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a while before the Giants get to the point where the Patriots aren't going to ruin things for Daniel Jones, but he should be used to it by now.
That's very true. I was watching that game, and it just the Giants just seemed to, for a while, I know they lost 35-14, but that first quarter and a half, I'm watching that game going, this only happens when they play the Patriots. And it's like, this always happens to the Patriots when they play the Giants. It was just one play after another. Like, there was one, 10-yard pass that he threaded the needle. There were 3 Patriots around the guy, and the guy caught it. And I just started laughing. And I said, they only do this against the Patriots. If it anywhere else, it would have been an interception.
I tell you what, my story for that was my wife only gets motivated during football, it seems like. We hadn't gone out and done anything all week, and then that night she decided to get motivated. She wanted to go to Lowe's. She wanted to go to Costco. Wanted to go to Safeway. So I'm pushing shopping carts, watching the game on my phone the entire time. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, and Bed Bath & Beyond and Pier 1 Imports probably was in there too.
Thankfully, no.
Thankfully, no. Yeah, lucky for you. Yeah. No, it's too bad about Jones, and it's too bad he's not with the Panthers because he might be starting there too. but I digress. Will, what else you got for us?
Well, Moses, for my money, possibly the most ridiculous injury in NFL history came in 2003. I don't know if you remember, but the Jaguars that year under Coach Jack Del Rio had a motivational thing where they had a tree stump and an axe in the locker room.
Will, I can never forget that story.
With the motto, keep on chopping.
Oh, yes.
And Jaguars punter Chris Hansen took a shot at it.
Oh, yeah.
Missed the stump, hit himself in the leg, and ended his season.
Yeah.
That's awesome. His last name is the same as mine, and he did that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, a lot of people have wondered for, in the 16 years since then, whatever happened to the axe?
No.
Well, it's been found. Mike Perkins, Director of Football Technology and Facilities, kept the axe in his office, and it has been found there. But the Jaguars are keeping the axe around. To quote former Jaguar Jeff Lageman, who works as a radio broadcaster, it's part of Jaguars' history, is it not? It's a weird part, but it's a part of Jaguars' history, and Jaguars' history should always be kept.
Man's got a point.
He does.
So hopefully, if they ever have like a Jaguars Hall of Fame or a team store or something, hopefully they'll have the axe displayed prominently because
Oh my God,
That would be awesome.
no other team can lay claim to that,
Fantastic.
nor would they want to.
Nor would they want to.
That's like how in the Mariners Stadium they have a Hall of Fame section. That would be one of the things they would put in there.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Is the punter's blood still on the blade?
Oh,
Yeah.
ouch.
I'm hoping they washed it off afterwards.
I wonder if they asked him any questions.
Oh man, we all get a stick of bubble gum with that one.
Yikes. Yikes. Well, those were good, Will. Thank you, sir.
Anytime, Moses.
Hey, usually we go to the end of the first quarter and I play you out some music, but I think tonight, I will say the five of us have done a lot of messaging back and forth on the old interwebs recently, and old Will brought up something that I think he needs a new ending to his show tonight. So here we go. Will, I think we're going to end the show tonight with a little Van Halen and a little pound cake for you, buddy. And everybody on the posse knows why.
Yep, that's funny.
So, if anybody wants to find out why we're ending this quarter with pound cake, you go find Will Harrison. He'll let you know. Thanks, Will, for the news.
Anytime, Moses.
And provides
We'll be
us
back in
news
the
even.
second quarter with a brand new game right after this break. Sammy, Eddie, Anthony, take us out, boys.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
That's the fact, Jack!
Holy shit, it's the second quarter.
All right, it's quarter 2 of episode 711, the Browns edition. Usually in the second quarter, we go over the game from the week before, but since we went over both games, we don't have to do that this quarter, so it's time for a new game. But before we do that, I want to again stress our programming notice. Join our 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook page for next week's show. 7/12 will be broadcasted live over our Facebook page on Saturday, along with some other fun things. Details coming on the Facebook page, so get ready for that. But for right now, let's get ready to match the stars. Matt, Will, Dustin, and Statsman Mark. And this...
Are we stars?
This is 12-Man Fan Jam Show Seahawks Match Game. That's right. And welcome your host, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity. Thank you, me. Welcome to 12-Man Fan Jam Show Seahawk Match Game Show. Here's how this is going to work. Now, it's kind of hard to do on the internet, but we figured it out. I will read a story to the posse, Seahawk themed, and one by one, they will fill in a blank with an answer, hoping to match our contestants. And who are the contestants in this episode? I'm so glad you asked me, because here are the contestants. Contestant 1 is an 18-year-old girl who is a theater cruise chef. She enjoys 21 Pilots. She enjoys American Horror Story. And she enjoys wearing matching Crocs with her charming boyfriend, who her father loves like a son. Please say hello to the magic voice of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. It's Mosette, everybody. Mosette.
Yay!
Yay!
Contestant 2 is a soon-to-be 14-year-old boy whose hobbies include video games, screaming at Jermaine Ifedi, and secretly wishing something terrible would happen to Cam Newton. Please give a shout-out to Little Mo!
Yay!
All right. So before the show, I asked both of my charming children these questions in secrecy, and I have their answers. The child that gets the most matches from you all after 4 rounds will get a prize chosen especially for them in Seattle from next week. So it should be pretty exciting. The first question is this. You gentlemen ready?
Aye.
All right. Pete Carroll has been banned from chewing gum on the sidelines. Isn't that sad?
Oh. What would
Yeah,
he
it's
do
okay.
now?
It's okay. Instead of chewing gum now, he's going to chew blank.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Pete Carroll has been banned from chewing gum on the sidelines. Instead of chewing gum, he's going to chew blank. So I'll give you a few seconds to kind of work out the kinks there, gentlemen. Let me know when you're ready. Will, are you ready?
Yes.
Matt, are you ready?
Yeah.
Dustin?
That's a big 10-4, buddy.
And Mark?
Yep.
All right, here we go. We're going to start with Matt. Matt?
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Pete Carroll has been banned from chewing gum on the sidelines. Now instead of gum, he chews what?
Tobacco.
Tobacco. All right, we'll see if anybody fixes that. That's a good answer. Will? Pete Carroll has been banned from chewing gum on the sidelines. Now instead of gum, he has to chew what?
His cud.
His cud, like a cow. Well done. Dustin, Pete Carroll's been banned from chewing gum on the sidelines. Now instead of gum, he has to chew.
Hey, yo. He's going to do like Razor Ramon, the bad guy. 2 toothpicks. And then throw him in the ref's face for bad calls.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty creative. Mark. Pete Carroll's been banned from chewing gum on the sidelines. Now instead of gum, he has to chew what?
He's going to chew sunflower seeds because he still likes to make a mess.
Oh, nice.
I like that
tobacco,
one.
we have cud, we have toothpicks, we have sunflower seeds.
Can I do an honorable mention choice?
You can. This doesn't count, but go ahead.
Instead of chewing gum, he's going to chew out Jermaine Ifedi.
Dude, that was
That's beautiful.
beautiful.
That's
You know, that's something that Lil Mo should have probably thought of, and he's
Oh, that would
upset
have
when
been.
he
That
hears
was
it.
Kinda
that's a
surprised he
beautiful
didn't.
answer.
Yeah, I am too. But we do have a point, and that answer goes to well. First off, Mosette says he's going to chew his headset.
Well,
Which-
yes.
That's
That's
pretty
nice.
funny.
That's
Pretty off
possible.
the wall. But Little Mo said he was going to choose tobacco, so there's a point for Little Mo.
Sweet.
Hey!
Little Mo gets a point in the first round. And we go now to round 2, gentlemen. Round 2. Did you hear about Blitz? He got in a car wreck after the game last week.
What?
Yeah, he did. He's going to be okay, but his blank is going to be in a cast for a month. Yeah, Blitz got in a car wreck after the game last week, but he'll be okay, but his blank will be in a cast for a month. Matt, how you feeling? You in?
I'm in.
Matt's in. Will?
Yep.
Dustin?
As far as I know.
And Mark?
See.
All right, here we go. Poor Blitz got in a car wreck after the game last week. He'll be okay, but his blank will be in a cast for a month. Matt?
He's big.
His beak will be in a cast for a month. Will?
His wing.
His wing. Dustin?
I was going to say beak. I'm going to go with talon now.
And Mark?
Jeez, sorry, wrong pipe.
Okay.
I can't spit it out. B
try the
because
other
I
one.
wrote down.
Yeah, don't use the crack pipe.
We stick with our original answer. I did write down beak.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, really, Dustin, do you want to put beak? You can have the same answer. It's not illegal.
Yeah, no. I want
go with
to
talon.
just in case I get a point.
Okay. Well, guys, Little Mo got a point last round. Mosette said beak. So that gives her 2 points this round. So she leads 2-1 because Little Mo didn't get any points because he said Blitz got in a car wreck after the game last week. He'll be okay, but his penis will be in a cast for a month. So
What?
I
Like a 14-year-old boy.
almost said schlong, just trying
And
to be a
see?
dick.
It
So.
would have fit. All right. Yes, that's my son. Question 3 out of 4. Here we go.
He's 14.
Yeah. And we're laughing. Bobby Wagner is so tough. Come on, say it.
How tough is he?
Oh, yes. Tough. Lamp is way
Bobby
behind.
Wagner
How
is
tough.
so tough. He doesn't tackle players. He blanks them. Bobby Wagner's so tough. He doesn't tackle players. He blanks them. Matt, are you ready?
Give me a sec.
Yep.
I haven't
Will?
plugged in.
Yep.
Will's in. Dustin?
Yep.
Mark?
Yep, I'm right.
Matt?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Bobby Wagner's so tough he doesn't tackle players. He blanks them. Matt?
Destroys.
Destroys. Will, he doesn't tackle players, he blanks them.
Well, my first choice would have been something that you would have to say blank instead of the word I was thinking of, but
Yeah.
I will go with suplexes instead.
Suplexes. Dustin, he doesn't tackle players, he blanks them.
Yeah, another one where my thing was said. I will go with.
You can do that.
I don't want to do that though. How about he glares hard enough to make them sit down on their own?
He glares at them.
Are you matching with me, Dustin? Are you matching with me?
Yeah.
Mark, he doesn't tackle players.
We're so in sync.
I'm gonna go with the pancake. He pancakes.
Oh, he pancakes them. Okay.
Oh, I mean, that's a good one.
That's a good answer.
Even
So
more, that's more kind of offensive.
we have
alignment to
destroyed,
defense, but
suplexes, glares at, and pancakes them. So Mosette said, Bobby Wagner's so tough he doesn't tackle players. He gently lays them in the ground and kisses them on the forehead. I didn't think you were going to get that, but there she was.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, Little Mo put, Bobby Wagner's so tough he doesn't tackle players. He breaks them, which I thought was pretty good too, but none of you got that.
I must break you.
Yes, we're going down to the final one. This is a good one. I think we're going to have some answers on this one for sure. Mosette leads 2-1 as we go to the final question. And the final question is this. When a Seahawk fan was told he needed to call for a wrecking ball to demolish his house, to tear his house down, he called and asked so-and-so to do it for him instead. He called and asked blank to do it for him instead. Who from the
those are great
Seahawks,
questions.
either present or past, would you call to destroy your house, basically, as the question is. When a Seahawk fan was told he needed to call for a wrecking ball to demolish his house, he called and asked blank to do it for him instead. So you're looking, and it can be, I think a Seahawk named past or present would probably be a good answer in this case, since this is a Seahawks show.
Ready?
J.J. Watt would not be it. Will, are you in?
Yep.
I couldn't tell. Dustin, what about you?
Yeah, I know. I'm going to say one that they're not going to guess though.
That's okay. Mark?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Oh, that's okay. You can break my kids' hearts. It doesn't matter. Hey, when a Seahawk fan was told he needed to call for a wrecking ball to demolish his house, he called and asked who to do it for him instead, Matt.
Number 79, Big Red Bryant.
Oh, Red Bryant. Will, who you calling to demolish your house?
Chancellor.
Chancellor. Dustin, who you calling to demolish your house?
The beer truck, Owen Schmidt. Look what he did to his face.
That's the best answer there.
That's a nice answer. Mark, who you got?
I'm going with a guy who shows up with a wrecking ball so he doesn't get fined. Beast mode.
Nice.
Beast mode.
Those are all great answers. Mosette said Bobby Wagner, which, that's pretty good. Because he also, lays these people
works at
down
Beacon's
on the ground.
Plumbing.
Yeah. But Little Mo did say Cam Chancellor. So we have a tie, and you know what that means?
You've got to buy both of them the present.
I got
they
my
want?
both on presents. That's what that means. So
Wow.
I'm going to Seattle. I'm getting them both something special.
All right.
I mean, why
Yeah.
not, right?
Amazing.
Yeah, deducted from their inheritance.
Wasn't that fun? Did we have fun? Was that a fun game? That was
Yeah, that's fun.
I just can't believe I was actually helpful to one of your kids. That's the
There you
shocker of this
go.
whole thing.
Yeah,
was
same here.
Mark was helpful, and we'll discuss how helpful he was as we go into halftime.
Holy shit, it's halftime!
Oh, there's so much more show. Are the Browns that bad? Are the 49ers that good? Should I fear the live show next week? All these answers
Yes.
and so much more coming around the corner. But first, another fine edition of 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. And that's coming up next!
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
Yes, it's halftime, and welcome to another fun-filled edition of the best play-along Seahawk-themed trivia game show on the internet. It's time for 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia. And here's your host, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity. Yes, thank you, and welcome to another fine edition of 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia.
Of the world!
The trivia both our Foxy and our listeners. Oh, our contestants have watching themselves, Matt. That's been Mark, Dustin, and Will. And here's the rules.
Oh, dear.
So here's how the trivia game works. There'll be 2 rounds of questions. Each contestant answers 1 question each round. If they get it correct, they get 1 point. After 2 rounds of questions, there'll be a final trivia question worth 2 points. If there's a tie after that, then the tie players go on to a special secret overtime question where the winner becomes reigning 12-man Fan Jam Show Trivia Champion and also gets a prize chosen especially for them. As an added bonus to those listening on the Seahawk Positivity YouTube channel, the questions and possible answers will be displayed on your screen so you, the viewer and listener, can play along as well. If you do, please let us know how you did on the questions. Remember, there's no Googling, no phone a friend, and please, no wagering. However, there is a lifeline. Before taping this show, my 2 charming Seahawk fan children, Mosette and Little Mo, did take the quiz as well. If the contestants want to know what the kids said, they can ask that but once and only once during the entire game show and only in the first 2 rounds. Now let's get ready to play 12-Man Fan Jam Show Halftime Trivia.
Time for a change.
All right. Peter Brady, everybody. Wait a minute. Peter Brady's here.
Uh-oh. That means...
Uh-oh. You know what that means. Mark gets to pick first. Mark, question 1, 2, 3, or 4. Mark. You won.
I'll go number 1.
Okay. Mark is number 1. Dustin, 2, 3, or 4, if you can speak.
4, please.
4 for Dustin. Matt, 2, 3.
3, please.
Will's at 2.
If we make it through this show, it's going to be a miracle.
It's gonna be a long
Oh, man.
They'll never understand what we're laughing about either.
It's a double album.
Can we stop doubling everything up?
Okay, here we go. Mark. Cleveland disc jockey Alan Freed
Okay.
is given credit for coining the term rock and roll. He's also given credit for putting together the very first rock concert. What was the name of the first rock concert? What was it called? Was it the Cleveland Rock and Roll Show, the Moondog Coronation Ball, or the Lone Wolf Rockin' Ball?
Oh, my goodness, really?
Yeah, I like those names. Cleveland Rock and Roll Show, Moondog Coronation Ball, or the Lone Wolf Rockin' Ball. One of those is given credit as being the first rock concert in Cleveland.
Boy, since this is like 50 years before your kids were born, that's not going to help.
Probably not.
Let's see. You know what? I'll go with the first one. I think they just went with the vanilla
The Cleveland Rock and Roll Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, It's funny because the kids also went with the Cleveland Rock and Roll Show. But you're all wrong.
Nope.
Yeah, it's the Moondog Coronation Ball.
Wow, that wouldn't have been my second.
Who would have guessed that?
Oh my goodness, seriously.
I was kind of thinking that.
Well, now we know
That
who would
sounded-
guess that.
Oh,
That sounded like an answer that you would make up. But
the
but
Moondog
I flipped.
Coronation Ball, yeah.
That I thought you came up with that one for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was so far off that somebody would get it.
Dude, I was thinking Moon Zappa automatically, and then like Soleil Moon Fry. I was like, Moon was a big deal way back when. Maybe that's
Punky
it.
Brewster!
Yeah, well,
That's a little past that.
Oop.
Will, you ready?
Yep.
All right. The Seahawks have played the Browns 18 times. 18 times. How many times have the Seahawks held the Browns to under 10 points in a game? In 18 times. 4, 5, or 6? Out of 18 times, how many times have we held them under 10 points? 4, 5, or 6?
Seems like it happens a lot. I mean, the last time we played at Cleveland, we held them under 10 points and still lost.
Yeah.
So
True.
that was
God.
a miserable game.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to go with 6.
Will's gonna go 6. Little Mo with 6. Mosette went with 4. You went with 6. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, 6 times
Dang.
out of 18. That's pretty good. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Matt. Matt's a busy young man, apparently.
Off the
we'll talk about
charts.
that later. Yes.
Mhm.
Matt, the last time the Seahawks played in Cleveland was 2011.
Yep, it was a
That
horrible
wonderful
game.
game that was just mentioned.
Yep.
How many times did this Cleveland Browns sack Charlie Whitehurst?
Oh, God.
Oh, that's
Charlie.
right.
3, 4, or 5? How
Good
many
Lord
times
Jesus.
did the Browns sack Whitehurst in 2011? 3,
Oh.
4, or 5 times?
Well, I reckon he had probably a really rubbish game.
I love your hair. Who does your hair?
Who does your
Shut
forgot
up.
about that.
I want to go there.
I forgot all about that.
Hey, bitches. You got
Oh,
to
wow.
memorize, man.
Oh dear.
Oh, God. Sorry, can I have how many, what were the numbers again?
How many times did the Browns sack Charlie Whitehurst? 3, 4, or 5 times?
We'll go 4.
We go 4. Okay. But both kids went 5, but, you know,
Good.
it had to be
That's
different.
the most
Good.
relieving thing I've heard all day.
Yeah, it is, because you got it.
Oh my goodness, he does it
4
again.
times.
You win
he knows-
again.
He knows when to hold him. He knows when to fold him.
It's uncanny.
It is. Dustin.
Of course, Buzzer Boy here is jealous always.
Yeah.
Buzzer boy.
Buzzer boy.
Yeah,
Nice.
Lamp
I
on
like
and
it.
Buzzer boy. They're cops. Hey,
The
Dustin.
latest Avenger.
Yeah.
The last time the Seahawks played the Browns in Seattle, how many times did the Seahawks sack Browns quarterback Johnny Manziel? 1, 2, or 3?
Oh.
1, 2, or 3. How many times did they sack Manziel?
No idea. I'll say 3.
An idea, I'll say 3. He's hoping
Yeah.
for the best.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Little Mo said 1. Mosette said 2. You said 3. You guys are on fire!
Nice.
Wow. I got a point that round except for Mark. So,
Well,
Will,
The natural order of things has been restored.
Yeah, it's been restored. Yeah.
Will 5, 6, 7, or 8?
I will go 7.
Matt 5, 6, 8.
6, please.
Dustin
Yeah.
6 or 8? Or no, sorry, 5 or 8.
8.
8.
8.
Sorry, Mark, you're leading off again. Here we go.
all right.
Mark, in what year did the Cleveland Browns return to the NFL? In what year did they return to the NFL? 1996, 1998, or 1999?
Actually, this one I know, amazingly.
Okay.
And as certain as I am about my 5 picks, which we'll get to later. No, I'm going to say 1999.
He's really sure about this, 1999.
I kind of remember the whole, what was that show?
party
Who's
like
the
it.
guy? Who's the comedian from Cleveland? And,
Drew Carey.
Yes, and the whole Cleveland Rocks. There was this whole song
Yeah.
and dance, including that freaky lady with that weird
Oh,
blue
yeah,
eyeshadow.
yeah.
And then
Mimi.
they
Her name was
and then they
Mimi.
get 40 points.
Well, Little Mo said 1996. Mosette said 1996. You said 1999. Yeah, you got it, Mark. Good job, buddy.
Well, 96 is when the Ravens were, right?
I think that's when they went to the Ravens.
Ooh, my Rain Man app is kicking in good tonight right there.
Ravens.
Yeah,
Listen to you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Little
it
Rain
is.
Man. Little Rain Man.
Matt.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, the first time the Seahawks played in Cleveland against the Browns was 1977.
Wow.
How many turnovers did the Browns have in that game? 3, 4, or 5? How many turnovers did the Browns have in 1977 against the Seahawks? 3, 4, or 5?
I don't think they've changed much, so 5.
Wow.
He says 5, he does. There it is. Wow, you guys.
Bloody
Wow.
hell.
Nice.
I was checking my internet connection and that took so long.
wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Will,
Yep.
in 2003, the Seahawks beat the Browns 30-13. Who caught 2 touchdown passes for the Seahawks in that game? Daryl Jackson, Atula Mealy, or Corin Robinson? There's a crew for you. 2003,
Wow.
2 touchdown passes for who? Daryl Jackson, Atula Mealy, or Corin Robinson?
I remember Bone Lady, the
Oh, yeah.
Cleveland, the Browns fan, was out for that game. We had a limo game with Mr. and Mrs. Seahawk and Kiltman and all those guys.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Nice.
great picture of Bone Lady with all the Seahawks fans around. I remember that picture. It was really good.
So all that I remember. I don't remember much about the game, so I'm going to ask the kids.
Oh, you can ask kids. Okay. Mosette said Atula Mealy, and Jacob said Daryl Jackson. So who caught 2 touchdowns? Daryl Jackson, Tulamili, or Corn Robinson?
2003 was his one good season, so I'm going to go with Corin Robinson.
You're going against the kids. Well, yeah, it was Daryl Jackson.
He was probably drunk anyways, Corin.
Yeah, you probably were.
That poor guy.
All right, Dustin.
Yeah.
Which Wizard of Oz actor was born in Cleveland? The Tin Man, the Wizard of Oz, or the Wicked Witch of the West? Which one of those actors that played that part in the Wizard of Oz was born in Cleveland? The Tin Man, the Wizard of Oz, or the Wicked Witch of the West?
I'll say the Wizard.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That's what little Mo said. Mosette said the Tin Man. Wicked Witch of the West. Margaret Hamilton, born and raised in Cleveland. Gosh.
How did I not know that?
Little dog, too.
Who would have not gotten that? Okay, so 2 points for Matt, a point for Mark, Will, and Dustin. And it's now time for the final question. Final question, high-low. Whoever's closest without going over gets the 2 points and becomes reigning 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia champ. The order will
Of the
world. Will go number 1. Dustin will go number 2. Mark will go number 3. And Matt will go number 4. All right, gentlemen. This one's kind of not like usually give you like really huge numbers. This one's not a huge number, but it nevertheless is still a hard number to find, I'm sure. And here's your question, Will. What are the most points the Seahawks have ever scored against the Browns in one game? The most points the Seahawks have ever scored in one game against the Browns. So it's not gonna be like 240 or something. You know what I mean?
You don't know that.
I'm gonna ask the kid.
Sorry, I can't do that.
I can't ask the kid?
No, you can ask the kids in the final question.
What a jip. I'm going to go back to that 2003 game. I'm going to say 34.
Okay, Will's going to say 34. Dustin, most points the Seahawks have ever scored against the Browns in a football game?
I don't know. I thought we held them to under 10, probably 18 times, so I'm probably going to be wrong with this, too.
You don't know till you try.
That's true. I'll say 45.
45 for Dustin. Mark. 34 and 45 is currently on the docket.
Okay. Wow. Jeez. Let's see. I'm going to go in between. I'm going to go 42.
Mark's going to go 42. All right, Matt, here's where we sit. Most points the Seahawks have ever scored in a game against the Browns. We got 34, we got 42, we got 45.
I think I'll go... I've got the whole lot below me, so I'll go 33.
33.
Oh, no, it can't be 33 because it has to be 34 because fucking bugger.
Wait, do you want to change?
No,
Too late.
No,
What?
No, I'm too late. No, keep going.
Okay.
I screwed up. It's very early in the morning.
It is early in the morning.
Too busy with that Tinder profile.
Yeah.
Grinder.
You're a busy man.
Grinders. My
Oh,
fault.
Grinder. Yeah, not Tinder. It's
My
Grindr.
fault.
So the number of points, the most points the Seahawks have ever scored against the Cleveland Browns in one game was 47. Guess what?
Wow.
Thundercats,
Oh.
go, baby!
Hey, Moses, what year was that?
I do not have that in front of me at this time.
1782.
Yeah, 1782.
Let me Google that.
By the way, the most that they've ever scored on us, if you're curious, and I know nobody is, 35 is the most they've ever scored us. But it's 47 for us, and that means Dustin is our 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia champion
Congratulations of the world.
Order that trophy there, Dustin.
I don't have a keyboard.
It was the 12th of March, 1978.
There you go.
And the
Okay,
score was
cool.
24-47.
Wait, Marsh?
Wait, 12th of March?
No, well, maybe it's, yeah, it must be. Oh, no, the other way around, sorry, because you're backwards, aren't you? So it's the 3rd of December.
So December 12th.
There you go.
December 3rd, okay.
God.
It's because you're backwards.
I forgot that's how you guys
You
read things
damn
over
English.
For us,
Well, it's been
rather
another
much.
crowd-pleasing, heart-stopping, award-winning edition of your 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
of the world.
of the world. We'll be back in the second half of the
something.
show after we show Matt how Americans do the dates.
The thing.
I mean, your temperatures are screwed up. Your dates are screwed up.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Holy shit, it's the third quarter.
As soon as I said 33, but because the reason I swore at myself was because I knew that it must be more than 33 because Will said 34 and he remembered the game. So I was like, well, it can't possibly now be less than bloody 34, can it?
There you go.
See, I automatically assumed when I said 45, I was like, so Matt's either going to go one below or one over. And it's like, either way, I'm probably going to lose.
I'm not always that clever, to be honest.
But, well, none of us are. None of us are, but that's okay. And congratulations again there, Dustin, on winning the halftime trivia. You want to give an acceptance speech real quick?
I think I'd like to take this opportunity to officially change my song.
Yeah, they're playing
Oh,
the
really?
music.
You're going to change your song? What's your song going to be from here on?
I think I'm going to go from one 80s cartoon to a different 80s cartoon, and I would like to switch it to the theme for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, see, now, I don't know why it wasn't that before.
Nice.
Yeah. Would you
I
like
would
to
have gone
explain?
with. I would have thought Dustin would have gone with Smurfs.
Oh.
Would you like
Ninja
to
Turtles
explain-
is actually my ringtone on my phone too.
Yeah, and talk
I
about
thought
the
it was the
weapons, mate. You
Powerpuff
got to
Girls.
talk about the weapons.
Oh, I do have all the weapons. Yeah.
All of the weapons.
Oh,
All
in that
of the
case, I
weapons.
apologize for that Smurfs crack.
Why? Why would you apologize?
He doesn't know how to use them. He's just got them.
But do you
Oh,
have
okay.
the outfit? That's the problem.
Well, you know.
Well, who's got the outfit?
Well, the outfit consists only of a bandana, so I'd be a little concerned.
Nah, he's got turtle shell and the whole thing. Okay.
Well, yeah,
I've
I
seen
have
that
my
video.
bandana is made of paper towels that I dyed with a mark.
Nice.
No.
Hey, you know who's a big Mutant Ninja Turtle fan?
Oh yeah, Wagner. Yeah,
Wagner,
he likes
big time.
Bobby
rap.
Wagner.
Yeah.
You and Bobby Wagner got to get together.
He lays them down gently and kisses them goodnight.
Yes,
Seriously, where did your daughter come up with that one?
I
That's
don't
just-
know. She
I
was
don't
being.
know.
I know
She
exactly
actually
where
said-
she came up with that. You remember when they changed the rules for
Yep.
tackling the quarterback? There was the video of the girl or whatever.
The girl holding him and kissing him. She just said. I actually she said she punts him in outer space too. But she said she said I shouldn't say this, but how about this one? And she told me. I said, oh, that's too funny. We'll use that one. So.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, on to quarter three. And of course, we're going to talk about the Seahawks and the Browns, quarter three and quarter four. It is an early 1 p.m. Eastern time game, 10 o'clock out in Seattle. And in England, it's what, 1973?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
That's good for you. That's good for you.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. So anyway, don't forget again, next week will be our live show. Our second live show ever. So don't forget to join 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook page if you want to see show 712 about the Ravens, broadcasted live from Seattle with all the people you're listening to right now, believe it or not, over our Facebook page. And a lot of other fun stuff will be on that Facebook page. So make sure to see our next show on the Facebook page. So let's see how healthy these teams are going into this game by turning to our own Dr. Dustin with the 12-Man Fan Jam Show injury report. Dr. Dustin, tell us the news.
Doctor, give me the news.
All right, well, we're going to start with Cleveland because that's pretty easy. Tackle Kendall Lamb had a knee injury, limited participation in practice. Doesn't matter, the backup has been playing well. Cornerback Denzel Ward has a hamstring injury, limited participation in practice, also doesn't matter. And this last dude is just a selfish son of a bitch. I don't understand what his issue is.
Wow.
That's cornerback Greedy Williams.
Greedy.
Yeah. His name is Greedy Williams.
Greedy.
Crazy.
I thought you said Greedy.
He has. His name is Greedy Williams.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Hamstring issue, limited in practice. They're all questionable. That's it for Cleveland.
Okay.
That's it. That's what they got.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about
Yeah.
us? What are we looking at?
For us, We have guard Ethan Posick is out. He has a mid-back issue, I guess. It must be like some kind of thoracolumbar like area issue. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with him. I know he hasn't played the last 4 games, and I know he's now on the injured reserve.
Yikes.
Yeah, so he did not participate in practice, obviously. We're not going to see him again.
Yeah.
Sticking along that theme of the offensive line, this is getting pretty disturbing here. Doubtful for the game, our guard, DJ Fluker. He had that hamstring you heard versus the Rams because, Aaron Donald will do that to you. And also Dwayne Brown, our starting left tackle. He had a biceps injury. He hurt it, I think it was 3 games ago. And he played through it the last couple games, but it's looking like he's probably not going to play. He's pretty hurt.
That's too bad. Now, I know we had, was Jamarco Jones taken for Fluker?
Yeah.
And he did a really nice job. Who's going to be the tackle replacing...
Honestly, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't either.
Carol was saying probably George Fant.
Oh, really?
At left tackle.
Well, yeah, but considering the only other backup we have before calling Jordan Roos up off the practice squad was Joey Hunt, there's not a lot of options at this point.
Yeah, I guess it would be that.
Now, that explains also why they brought up Jacob Hollister from the practice squad.
Right.
All right, and so questionable players, we have one. It's Rashad Penny. He's got a hamstring, but he was full participation in practice on Friday. We'll see what happens. Wow. If he's not careful, he might be the new CJ Prosize.
I was thinking.
He needs to watch out for that.
Yeah, we got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, somebody is not fighting that Penny face up apparently this year.
Yeah. Ooh, not good.
Yeah,
Any other questionables?
No, man, that's it. Right. That's the entire thing. And we covered Jordan Roos and Jacob Hollister coming up to help. We did. Cover things. So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that's not the best news, but hey,
very questionable on the offensive line. That's scary.
That is. Luckily, we have a quarterback that can move around. So let's go ahead and take a look at the weather and fashion for that game between the Seahawks and the Browns by turning to a man living in Europe. Yes, it's time for the 12-Man Fan Jam Show weather and fashion report with Matt from merry old England. Oh, Matt!
It's raining man.
Yeah, so this week, Moses, we're heading to Cleveland, Ohio, the Buckeye State, to watch our lads take on the Browns, who are, in my opinion, quite literally the dullest team in the NFL. Now, the only thing I know about Ohio is that Dennis once had a girlfriend there in Columbus. True. And the TeamSpeak servers for this show are based there.
Yeah.
Other than that, I know nothing about this particular part of the US. Which has made my attempt to find some humorous way of getting a forecast quite challenging. So I did the only thing I could think of. I found the local mental asylum in Columbus and tried to see if your ex-girlfriend was available to tell me what the weather would be.
Oh.
Ooh. But that was far too interesting. So I put the phone down and used the internet instead. And so dull was the weather in Ohio. So dull.
How dull was it?
Exactly. It took an age to load the webpage and then popped up a 404 error. So it wouldn't connect. Wow. So on that basis, there's clearly nothing of any note happening in Ohio. So let's all just assume it will be clear in the mid-60s with no chance of rain, because that is the dullest forecast I can think of.
Yeah, I get that.
Now what to wear for this game? Well, as you know, the Browns have literally the dullest uniform in the league.
Yes.
I mean, it's literally reddy orange and brown. And these two colours that you never normally expect to see at the same time, well, unless you have a little blood in your poo after a big night out at Taco Bell.
Oh, God.
Interesting.
So I think that the best thing to wear to this game is a little colour. So I'm thinking full colour rush action green. Hear me out. Now, we have a very good record wearing this colour, as I understand it. And the fans and the players at the Brown Stadium will be so shocked at this sudden introduction of colour, it will ruin their entire game, the entire game strategy. It'll be a washout for them. So that being said, Moses, although it's the dullest game ever, it looks like perfect Seahawks weather. Moses, back over to you.
Well done. And a very dull weather report, if I may say so.
Thank you.
But let me say one disclaimer. My girlfriend was not dull. Okay. Hey, now the guy that always has our numbers, The man with numbers and tokens all around him. It is time for Statsman Mark and the 12-man Fan Jam show by the numbers for our game and maybe a couple of teasers, Mark.
Ricky, don't lose that number. Ricky, don't lose that number. Ricky, don't lose that number.
Boy, there's some extra high pitch.
Yes.
Yes, teaser. Anyhow, last show there wasn't any need for picks for some reason. Anyway, we didn't do them, and I can't. It's too far back to remember other results. But anyway, we will get on to the games. Of course, when possible, I do like to involve our game. And this game is interesting. It went from, I think Cleveland was favored originally by 2 points, and now Seattle is favored by 1 point. So, in theory, sharp money is on the Seahawks. Either way, we're going to take our team, and we're only laying 1 point. So it's Seattle -1.
Wow.
Excuse me. The other game I got is when the money's on the table, Kirk Cousins folds. I don't know. They are in Minnesota. I'm taking the Eagles anyway, +3 points. I do not trust Kirk. I'll go with Carson. Hopefully he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
And then the picks get really very, very bold here because I am taking the Tennessee Titans, who are going to the who they played. I think they're going to Denver, I believe. Yes, they are in Denver. I'm going to take 2 points. I'll take Shaka Bra Mariota to have some kind of game. Next, because our former friend and defensive coordinator, his job is on the line.
Yes,
is the Falcons' Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
And here, this is extra risky. I'm laying points with Atlanta, and they're on the road, so I'm going to give up 2.5.
That's risky.
And they're going to Arizona.
Man.
So if you can't beat the Cardinals, then I'm just not sure you know.
I think
you
that'd be
deserve
his
to keep
last
your
game
gig.
coaching. Yeah.
So anyway, so I'm going to take Atlanta to win the game, win one for the Gipper, and then finally. There's been some historical matchups, and Will mentioned this earlier, the Toilet Bowl, the Snyder Bowl, kind of same thing. But I had to get on board in this game, the ultimate stinkfest, and I'm taking the home team Dolphins with Josh. I look like Ringo Starr Rosen to get Miami's first ever win.
Excellent. Excellent. Did you get the over and under for our game by chance?
Oops. Yep. I even wrote it down and I skipped it. The over under is 47, but I guess you like to add the half, so we'll go 47 and a half.
So there's no ties, no pushes. Awesome. Yes. Awesome. 47 and a half, 1 point favors. Thank you. As always, we would like to remind everyone that these numbers have been presented for entertainment purposes only. The 12-man Fan Jam show does not endorse betting or anything on anything at any time. Please do not take these numbers or anything we ever say on the show seriously, ever. Thanks again, Mark.
Absolutely.
And now it's time for a quick reading from the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the 12-Man Fan Jam show.
Yes, this is your self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church Seahawk Positivity. How is everyone this evening?
A little out of sorts, Reverend.
A little out of sorts, Matt.
Good.
I know Matt got a little floored when he looked at his Grindr account, so we'll pray for you, my friend.
He got popular.
And Dustin, I hear Kona is being a bitch.
That's what she does.
She is being a bitch. That is why she is our mascot.
Mm-hmm.
That is the truth. Will, how's your cat doing, by the way? I forgot to ask about your pussy online.
She's her usual self.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And of course, Statsman Mark with all his tokens and all his friends.
I promise to give 10% to the Reverend.
Bambi sends her love, but we will go on with the reading. A reading from the book of the 2019 NFL season, chapter 6, verses 3 to 12. So they did then travel to the land of Cleves. They entered the brown world, looking to find a victory. There they found a dog pound filled with those in orange, but they did not fear the bargain, for those within Seahawk positivity did stand tall in the mistake by the lake. And those in the name of Brown did then fall in defeat in the hands of the one true power. That is Seahawk positivity. That is the one true power, my brethren. So go forth. Go forth and spread the good word of Seahawk positivity. Praise Large and praise Cortez. Praise Walter Jones. Praise Kenny Easley. Go Hawks. That is our third quarter. We will be right back after this with the fourth quarter and our prognostications, predictions, and game balls. You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam show. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
Are we having fun yet?
Holy shit, it's the fourth quarter!
Yes, it's time for the fourth and final quarter of episode 711 of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. In this quarter, we're going to make our predictions, our prognostications, and of course, our game balls for the upcoming game between your Seattle Seahawks and the Cleveland Browns. It is time for our Posse Prediction Challenge, which we are absolutely in control of right now. So what could possibly go wrong? First, let's start with Team 12's picks. Jose says score 31-17. Prognostication, the defense for the Seahawks gets 3 or more sacks. Game ball to Jadeveon Clowney. Tom, I think Seattle will take advantage of the Browns, beat up secondary. Score 34-17 Seattle. Lockett goes over 100 yards receiving. Game ball to Lockett. Little Mo said 24-14. Wilson with 3 touchdown passes. Game ball to Lockett. Mark, Ty, Turner says Hawks win 28-20. Game ball to Wagner for some incredible tackles, and his prognostication is Puna has the most insane out-of-the-pocket sack of Baker Mayfield. Mike Pascal says Seahawks 27, Brownies 23. Hawks with 3 or more sacks. Game ball to Lockett, and now it's time for Team Posse. Matt, hello.
Hello.
What you got for us?
Firstly, just to say that obviously we're on the road this time, so Put from the Hood. I should be cooking something up over the weekend in honor of this game from the state of Ohio. I'm looking at doing Buckeye balls.
Oh, yeah.
Which are little peanut type of Reese's peanut cups type thing.
They're
with
delicious.
Chocolate and everything. So I'm going to have a go at those and see how we get on. Follow on the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook page if you want to see that video and watch as I cook up some Buckeye balls. Now, what was I doing? Prediction.
Buckeye balls.
Buckeye
Yummy.
balls. I think it's going to be Seattle 28, Cleveland 17. I'm a bit
You say
worried about
28-17? Is that what you said?
Seahawks 28, Cleveland 17.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm a bit worried though, because I am a wee bit worried about this game, and I had a little bit of a twingy feeling because obviously they got their asses handed to them on Monday by San Fran, and I'm a bit worried that they're going to have the whole bounce back. You know, it's going to be a great sort of game for them, nightmare. And we've had a bit of a long week as well, which is almost like a bye, which worries me as well. So I am worried about that. I think it's going to be one of those games where we have a really, really, really crap start, and it's going to look awful. But we'll get there. So 28-17, I'm going to have Metcalf with 2 TDs, and I'll give it to number 14, Metcalf.
Metcalf with 2 TDs. Okay. Let's see. Will. Hi, Will.
Hi, Moses. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Doing well.
Good. What you got for me?
Well, I'm thinking it's going to kind of be an ugly game given that our offensive line is so beat up and their offensive line is so bad. I think its score is going to be a little lower. I think it's going to be Seahawks 24, Browns 13.
Okay.
My prognostication is both teams will combine for 7 or more sacks. Hopefully 6 for us and 1 for them. And I'm going to give my game ball to Ziggy Ansah.
Ah. You going to get Ziggy with it, are you?
Getting Ziggy with it.
Nah.
Yeah. Nah, getting Ziggy with it. Statsman Mark, you getting Ziggy with it? Statsman Mark?
I'm sorry.
He said screw Will Smith.
Apparently. Hey, Mark, you got predictions for us? All right.
I do. Sorry, man. Something just conked out on me. All right, so I'm going to call this game. I think there's going to be turnovers and so on, so it's going to be actually higher scoring than I would have originally guessed. But I'm going to call this 30-20 Seattle.
Okay.
I'm going to say that Disley gets back in the scoring, and I'm going to say Disley has 2 touchdowns.
Disley with 2 TDs. All right.
And he'll get my game ball.
All right. Fair enough. Dustin, you getting Ziggy with it?
Not this particular game, no.
Right.
But I hope he plays well.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm going to say the Seahawks are going to win 31-13.
Okay.
We'll have a reciprocal score there.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say I'm going to go out on a limb and come out with somebody that doesn't get a lot of game ball predictions and say Kendricks will get a game ball.
Wow.
I think he's going to play pretty well against Cleveland, and I also think my prognostication here is that he's going to force a fumble on whoever the quarterback is. I don't know if it's going to be Mayfield or if we're going to put him out of the game before that happens.
All right. Forced fumble for Kendricks. Well done.
On the quarterback.
Well, we have to get that. I mean, forced fumble we'll take. My turn. The Seahawks come off an emotional Thursday night win and find themselves headed to Cleveland, where, judging by the play of the Browns recently, there are more than just a couple of mistakes by the lake. The Browns are led by Baker Mayfield, who has stumbled through this season so far like he drunkenly stumbles away from police after a night of boozing. But that's okay. I'm sure there will be some steady and totally sane players on the Browns offense to even him out, right? Oh, OBJ, Landry? Yeah, they're screwed. Mayfield, who Statsman Mark has pointed out many times on this very show, 12-Man Fan Jam show, that he looks like he belongs in the bad 70s porn crime-fighting duo movie with Gardner Minshew. And you know what, Statsman Mark? I think you got a point there, buddy. Can't you see it now? Mayfield
Absolutely.
and Minshew, they're cops. They don't play by the man's rules. They get the job done no matter what it takes.
Quinn Martin production. Yeah.
They're here. They're tough. And they're here for you, ladies. Watch out for their 457 Magnum that they're carrying.
Special guest star Clu Gulager.
Nothing sawed off those. Watch out, ladies. They might blow you away. Or you might blow. But I digress. Back to the game. It's hard to figure out. I said hard. I'm sorry. It's difficult to figure out what the Browns team might show up on Sunday, what team we're going to see, because the one that beat the Ravens 40-25 2 weeks ago is the same one that lost 31-3 to the 49ers last week. And this team has more differing personalities than a 60-year-old man stalking on the internet. We all know the Seahawks have one personality right now, and that's beating down bad teams in their houses. Watch that to continue. Watch my game ball, DK Metcalf, catch a touchdown pass. That's my prognostication. And so much more. Hopefully nothing that needs extra medication lotion. As the Seahawks flush it down because it's brown and win by a score of Seahawks 30, Cleveland Browns 17. Book it. Take that, Mayfield.
It is so booked.
It is so booked, and as is the show booked. Looks like it's time to bring another amazing 12-Man Fan Jam show to a sad close, and we
That's
learned
one word
so
for
much.
it.
Yeah, we learned so much on this show. Kind of. We learned that Mark is very helpful to my kids. we learned that Dustin visits the dark web.
Wow.
Ohio weather.
I don't know about that.
Ohio weather is very dull.
Yeah.
And Matt is very popular on Grindr. So on behalf of my partner in crime, Matt, our new sound Shadowhawk Will, Statsman Mark, Dustin as the Beaver, Mike Pascal, Roger Goodell, Mark Ty Turner, Jose, Tom, Mosette, Little Mo, Bernie Kosar, Ozzie Newsome, Johnny Manziel. This is Moses saying until next time, go Hawks!
Go Hawks!
Go Hawks! Go Hawks!
Matt, all I'm saying is some of those pictures are not real. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Dustin sent them to me.
Oh.